Hello, my name is Megan Simmons, and today I will be giving a lesson on PE and geometry. Elements of geometry exist in all aspects of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math disciplines, even if it's not immediately apparent. Physical education, while not a discipline often thought of as a STEM discipline, is deeply rooted in STEM because of its ties to biology, kinesiology, nutrition, biomechanics, and overall health. However, something not often thought about is the prevalence and prominence geometric concepts have in the phys ed classroom. From the shape and design of the equipment to the 2- and 3-dimensional planes that can be observed, to the perfect instances of the way the pitcher's transformation and translation and rotation of their arm during a pitch, to even finding instances of the Pythagorean theorem, geometry is very prevalent in PE. For today's lesson, we are combining the geometric concepts of the Pythagorean theorem with the sport of soccer. The California Common Core geometry standard for the 8th grade that I will be using is 8.G.7 to apply the Pythagorean theorem to determine the unknown side lengths in a right triangle in real world and mathematical problems in 2 and 3 dimensions. The 8th grade California Common Core physical education standard I will be using is Standard 2. Students demonstrate knowledge of movement concepts, principles, and strengths that apply to the learning and performance of physical activities. The physical activity that students will be working on today is kicking a soccer ball, and it will be a drill based off of the corner kick in soccer. My students will have already learned these skills and drills for the corner kick, as well as the procedure for properly kicking a soccer ball. This is a topic that's already been covered. We're just going to recover it before the lesson begins. Prior to students showing up, I will set up multiple soccer goals around the room, put a flag at the corner with a cone off to one side directly, and then a cone directly in front of the goal. I will break students up into groups of 3, give each group a soccer ball. I will know the distance from the goal to the flag, and then the flag to the students out beyond the goalie. The cones will mark the student spots. So one student will be at the flag with the cone, one student will be at the goal with the cone, and one student will be beyond the goal with the cone. The students will then measure the length from the goal to the flag and from the flag to beyond the goal. They will be instructed to calculate that third unknown length. The student will, from the flag, will kick the corner kick. The student beyond the goal will kick into the goal. They will rotate. Here's a written example of how to practice the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So student 1 kicks the ball to student 2. Student 2, here's student 1 kicks the ball to student 2. In this example, that is the hypotenuse, or c squared. Student 2 kicks the ball into the goal to student 3. Student 3 is in the goal. We know that the distance from student 3 to student 1 is a squared. In my example, a squared is 8 feet. We know that the distance from student 1 to student 2 is c squared. In my example, that's c squared is 10 feet. So you're solving for b squared. Here's an example of the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, thank you for listening to my lesson combining geometry and PE.